Hi everyone, today we'll be talking about Springleaf Residence, which is actually a very hot topic right now because it's actually going to launch soon. So for this development, right, what we're going to focus on, right, is actually the priority booking and how we can actually so-called take advantage. If, example, you are someone that is able to enjoy the loyalty program.
Because in the end of the day, when you go through the priority program, right, although you are the first 100 in queue, right, sometimes we don't have a framework in place. We will still buy something that is more expensive than what the normal booking days people, which we will show you later in the video. One thing will be our disclaimer, anything that we share today is still based on our own opinion. If you are looking to purchase yourself or looking to buy Springleaf residences, right, please do your due diligence and your own research. But if you need enough professional advice and second opinion, do contact us. We were happy to meet you and have a discussion. So now we just have to explain a bit where is Springleaf residences. So basically, Springleaf area, right, is actually more or less landed enclave. A lot of big houses over there. You know. So one thing, last time they have two buses, 167, 8980, right? They can just to go to your town, everything. But right now, even more, right now we have the Thomson East Coast Line, which is just outside Springleaf. And from there, right, Springleaf Residences is just beside the MRT. And now everyone know that the Thomson East Coast Line is quite convenient in a way. So beside here will be just Lentor, which is, I think everyone who are in the property market will know that there are a lot of launches in Lentor in that area.
So actually, if you look at the Thomson East Coast Line, right, for example, if you want to go to Shenton Way, which is the CBD, it's about 15 stops away. Okay, you want to go all the way to the east, Marine Parade is about 23 stops. But the key thing is that if you can go to so-called the city area, you can also go towards Johor area next time when this Bukit Changa station is being built, right? You can actually go into Malaysia if they actually connect the railway. So you can see that it's actually very, very convenient location due to the MRT line.
As you see from the 3D render, so the MRT is just right here. And this is actually a new plot of land that is launching. I think, if I'm correct, it's a mixed development. So definitely there will be a more commercial, but I'm not sure, but it's definitely a mixed development over here. So definitely there will be more vibrancy in this area as well. As you can see on the overview, right, Springleaf is surrounded with a lot of lush greenery because at that point there is a
near to the reservoir.
Nature. You someone with nature, fresh air, like exclusivity, quiet. I think this place is suitable for you. Right. On the side plan, this is a full facility. They have a tennis court, 3 swimming pool. I mean, it's a full facility. Everything you need in a condo, the amenities all have. Correct. Little information about Springleaf, there will be 941 units in the development, and out of the 941, right, 32 units will be the conserve building. So technically TOP will be around second half of 2029 according to the developer. So parking space based on this 759 will be about 80%. So pretty decent in my opinion. So units mix, they come with a 2-bedroom up to 5-bedroom for the newer type, and there is the 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom for the conserve building.
The key thing that we want to share with you today in this video is that Springleaf, right, is actually going to have a loyalty program. So what is this loyalty program? Which means any former direct buyers of Guaco land or former direct buyers of Hong Leong properties, right, they'll be able to participate in this loyalty program, which means they'll be able to actually ballot and choose a unit before the public launch. So if you actually look at this list, right, these are all the so-called projects of Hong Leong and Guaco land. So I mean, it's a bit small.
If you need the list, right, just text us, we will send it to you.
Yeah, in the list, we'll just check you and see whether you're eligible. So they actually got a lot of different buyers that can actually consider as the loyalty program. For example, even resale buyers, right, you may be able to participate, but you must still be an existing occupier. If you have sold the property, then you're not eligible. Okay, then of course, if you're a tenant renting any Guaco land or Hong Leong, right, you can also be eligible, but TA will not be accepted. You need to show the SP services.
Okay, so the most important, right, if today you own a property before, after, or in it, like that is related to Guaco and Hong Leong, just let us know. Then you can check.
Then we double check with the developer.
Correct.
All these things are.
Whether you're eligible, we decide later.
Okay. So of course the key thing now, of course, if let's say you check, right, and you realize, hey, I'm actually eligible, and the next question we will ask ourselves, right, is there really an advantage to book on loyalty day? Because no point I got loyalty day but actually no much difference from public launch. So we're actually going to take an example to show you what is the advantage that we might be able to have. So for example, if you take Lentor mentioned, right, on public booking day, the pricing, right, for example, I just take some of the transactions in Tech 14. The level 1, starting the PSF was 2213. Okay, then of course level 8 will be 2296. So if you take the difference, it's actually 83 PSF difference from 1st to 8. If you divide by 8, actually it's about 10 PSF per floor jump. So if you look at the difference, 10 PSF, right, based on the 83 per square foot difference, is 71,000 difference. So this is actually a very normal public booking day. But if you, let's say, if you look at loyalty day, right, what is the advantage? If you base on just now that concept earlier, level 1, the PSF is 2294. Okay? So you plus just now we say is the jump is 83 per square foot for 8 floor, right? So by right, if you same stack, 8 floor should be actually about 2.046 million. But what happened on the loyalty booking day? Loyalty booking day actually 0809 was transacted at 1.951. So what is the key difference? Actually, technically, if you buy on loyalty booking day, you are buying the 8th floor at 100k cheaper. About there, 100k cheaper.
And the main thing is, it's just 1 day difference, right? The 8th floor is actually cheaper than the first floor.
Yes, correct. Yeah, so by right, I mean, logically, first floor should be cheaper than 8th floor. But in this case, because you managed to buy something at the loyalty booking day, you can get an 8th floor lower than a first floor. So is this an advantage?
I think quite a good advantage.
Yeah, I think it's quite an advantage. Yeah.
I always tell my buyers that is for going balloting, right, in terms of new launches, right? Try not to be the first one.
Stress.
Every stress. Because we don't have the price list. We only know when you're on the queue, right? Then from there,
You only can ask certain units. You cannot
ask certain units from the
price list,
person. Then person will go to the developer. Developer come back with the price. Then tell us. Then from there, we have to make some judgment. But if you are the first one, it's the same as priority. You need to make a decision within 10 minutes. So how do you choose if everything is available? I think that is the problem with priority also.
Correct. I think today, right, although we're talking about priority, right, actually the concept that we share, these kind of steps can be used. For example, you are in the first 100 of any new launch you go to. What is the process, what is the framework you can use to actually secure an advantage? Right? So the problems are, of course, number one, too many units to choose from. Because if you're the first few, you go in, 941 units to choose from. Which one can you choose? Yeah. Secondly, there's too little data to actually compare. Why I say that? Because they won't give you the price for every single unit. You have to select maybe 5 or the most 10 units to select from. So
I think the paper only got five units. I think got 5 units. Then after you can actually get the price for the 5 unit.
Yeah.
Then from there you need to ask for another paper. Then the person need to run there and
take again.
Take again.
But you cannot one time, 120 unit. I think a bit tough.
I think
depends.
So the information is not like you can have an overview. It's not like EC very easy. You have the overview of all the price before the launch. Because for the private launch, right, we only have the price on that day.
Yeah.
That's why I say sometimes when we have too many to choose, also stress.
Yeah, stress.
Because you don't know what to buy. If I buy this one, this one the price is it cheaper? This stack is it cheaper? I think all this we have to make a decision on the spot within 10 minutes.
Also, why is it even more stress? Is because you have very little time. So basically, when you reach your turn, if you take too long to think, probably they may ask you to go thinking box or ask you to go one side first and make a decision. Then they'll ask the next person to go and actually choose the unit already.
Alright.
Yeah, so that is the stressful part about priority booking or if you are the first few. So if we look at the prices, right? Okay I mean the price is quite okay.
I think everyone will have this price list. So later we will use this to have an example to how we use the 5 steps to analyze how to for example even from the upsize, right? Is it a fair upsize? Is it a deal for upsize? Is it something that we should, you must upsize?
So the range, of course, is about 2,000 to 2,001. This is the average.
Correct. Okay. So we have 5 steps when we used to do for all the launches, so that you can use this step for this priority booking or for future launches. So number 1, right, step 1 is actually to compare the unit type. What is comparing? Today, we have certain budget. So with this, right, we will know what are we going to look at.
Correct.
Correct or not? Then after that, we will say today, okay, simple. For investment, should I get a 2-bed 1 bath or 2-bed 2 bath? If I'm looking towards to own stay type, today is 2-bed 2 bath and 3-bed compact. Or we have a larger family, should we buy 3-bed compact versus 3-bed premium? Then 4-bed, then 5-bed. These are things you cannot today I can buy everything. That one means I also don't know.
I don't know how to choose.
That's why when we deal with a lot of clients, right, we have certain budget target unit types to go through. So we must decide. So this first step, we must start compare which one you want, all these things. Or maybe you want the pool view, or maybe you want the expressway view. All these things must do before the launch. Must do
because you look at the example, the layout type. This one you on the day do a bit stress. Cost a lot. So you got to so-called narrow down a bit already, which unit type you're looking at. Then the floor plan, of course, I think will be already given.
Yes, correct. So you will know actually exactly what you want. So after that, right, we will decide a group that we want. So today we will use this example for today, a 2-bed 2 bath and a 3-bed compact.
Is it worth it to actually go for a bigger jump?
So from here you see now these two layout, right? What's the key difference? You have one more bedroom. How much is the one more bedroom costs? So from here we compare 786 versus 646. So the upsize is about 140 square feet. So based on 140 square feet, right? For the price that we use as form, because we don't have info of the price, so it's about 280,000 to upsize.
The bedroom in terms of generally is 280 but we also can look at per square foot whether it's worth paying or not.
So it adds up to 2,000 per square foot So if today like direct compare it's okay, but it's not attractive. It's not like I must go. But if the per square foot is about 1,500, means it's cheap. Means it's a deal to upsize. Correct or not?
If you can.
So how do we use it? Example, for example, right now when you're on the queue, right, you're at the high floor, and now there's a lower floor that you can accept. Then you compare the upsize.
One scenario will be the 2-bedder, right? High floor. The 3 compact low floor. But 3 compact is bigger, But should we go for 3 compact or not? Then we use this formula
Then you see the per square, maybe it's below 2,000, maybe 1,700, 1,500. Then you can decide, should I go or not?
Yes.
Because it's below market rate. Market rate right now, you can see based on the price, right? It's actually about 2,000, like what Dillon mentioned. So it is actually you're upgrading below the market value, because at that point of time, this is what the unit are left. So the set 3, right, will be the facing premium. So at that point of time, before our turn, we need to know what is the premium, because in the end of the day, you know, right, there's good facing, not so good facing. The developer price cheaper at certain facts. So we have these 4 facing, like technical cost facing, pool facing, near entrance, and expressway. So technically, today very simple. Okay, we have decided we are going for a 3-bedroom compact. Then after that, we see now the 3-bedroom compact, the layout got pool facing and expressway. Then we check the prices. Maybe we take a 7 mid-floor. Yes. Then after that, we decide, actually the developer actually pays a premium of 10%. Exaggerate, 10% more expensive than the expressway. So very simple. If it's like that, we will go for express. Then after when we decide, today we go expressway, right? What we're gonna do? We go step 4. We lay out all the layout that is 3 compact, right? At the expressway facing. Then from there, we see, do we go for a 786 or 818? So today, later we will talk a bit of the layout, but main thing from this, right, we will take all the expressway layout, right? From here, we can see, for me in my opinion, I will choose the 818 square feet. Because 818 square feet got all the windows. Got one window here, toilet got window, with something that is hard to find, because I do 2-bedroom condo, sometimes 3-bedroom compact. People who come and buy, they will say, toilet no window. That means there's this concern, but in the end of the day, there's still people who were willing to buy. But maybe there is this thing that got window is better.
Yes.
So in terms of 818 is more superior. So now we decided on 818. Now we must know the per floor jump, because you know, right, every floor jump
there's definitely an increase.
Increase. Then we must know that if the developer in certain level do a increase in loading. So what we do, right, we just do example. Example, if the top floor is 15, right, so we want to divide in 5 groups, so that you get a good gauge, right? So there's 3, 4 gaps. So I will ask 3rd floor, 6th floor, 9th floor, 12th floor, 15th floor. The price. Then after that, from there, right, we minus the price, we see the per floor jump.
The difference.
Then suddenly, 21,000, suddenly on the 9 and the 12, there's a difference. Then what happened? We know that certain level, there's an increase in the price. That is not normal, not consistent.
That means the developer go and load these units already, these levels already.
So we must find the level with load. Then from there, we must determine, maybe before the double jump or the load premium, right, we buy the below one.
Yes.
If we can choose.
If you can.
Then from there, we work downwards. Then if cannot, after that everything sold, we go back up. So these are the things that we need to do in this 5 steps to make sure you make the most
out of your opportunity as a
make the most correct decision.
So why is it so important to actually go through this 5 steps? Because today, example, even your priority, you go and anyhow go and buy or just what you like, there's a chance you might actually still end up buying high. Why do I say that? For example, if you look at Lentor Mansion, 15 March is the so-called priority day. You see the people they buy also 2,003 per square foot.
But buy high doesn't mean buy wrong, because sometimes some people really want certain high floors. But main thing is we can see the trend that there's still people paying 2,003 per square foot, right? Then the next day,
in terms of the public launch, if you look at 16 March, people got buy at 2.1 plus. Depending on how you chose it, example, if loyalty day, you bought something at 2.3, but public day, people buy lower than you, which means actually priority is not really a benefit. You didn't really take advantage of your chance.
And if your purchase is for investment,
then it's very important.
Then you buy 2003. Then the next day, people buy 2001, also investment. Next time you want to exit, they are your competitor.
Correct.
And you buy high.
Correct. So today, this 5 step is really important, especially if you got priority or you are the first few.
So today we can see from here, right, these 5 steps you can actually use it in all the launches, and it's very important because today if you want to enter in the right entry price, right, it will determine your exit.
Correct.
Especially if you are looking in terms of investment framework. If you are looking of more on own stay, of course you pay higher. Never mind actually.
I mean the framework is very important, right? Because on priority day again is very stressful, like what you mentioned earlier. So without this framework, there is also a chance you will end up buy high one.
Yeah.
Because if you just go for I see within my budget, you just go for it. If you are own stay, you really like it, you really based on your needs, it's okay. But as an investor or you're really looking at the investment value, then really this 5 steps is super important.
So just a very good example is like 8th floor, right, on the priority booking, right, is 100k cheaper than the first floor on the normal booking day.
Correct.
So you know lah. So now we're going to dive into the layout analysis. So we're going to talk a bit about the analysis, but the most important of the video I think we have done already the 5 steps. So based on a 2-bedroom, right, we just need to talk a bit for the 2-bedroom 526 versus 646, right. What's the key difference? From what we know, right, anything after B2, right, the width is 3.1 meter. Only the 2-bed 1-bath, right, is 2.8 meter. So these are things that you really need to compare If you want a wider living room, makes a big difference because from what I see, everything is the same
Then of course this one got one more extra bathroom 2 bed.
So you need to do the step 2, then you see what's the upsize. Is it worth it not when you're selecting?
Do the calculation.
Because we don't know what's your Q number. Slightly the 527 square feet, right, when the price too high already, right, maybe you can upsize to a lower floor 2-bed 2-bath. So for the 3-bedroom compact, there's 2, it's 786 and 818 square feet. So what's the key difference? Then I say window. So today if you can afford and you get a good Q number and the price is correct, go for the 818. That's my opinion. Because you have window is a very good advantage in terms of the resale market.
Because me and Matthew actually do a lot of resale, right? We realize a lot of buyers, windows is very important for them, especially those that cook often. And then of course, toilet, they really believe in terms of the ventilation. If there's a window, it's better. Otherwise, it's a bit, the moisture or that, right?
Yeah, they were scared about, especially toilet, they were scared that, is that mold issue, all these things moisture in a way So window is something a plus point in the resale market for 3-bedroom compact. So for the 3-bedroom standard, right, will be the 904, 926, 958. So I study everything already. So I see the only difference is actually all the walkways. For the 904, right, is this walkway. Then for 926 is this walkway. Then is this walkway and this walkway. For me, I will go for, if I can buy at a good price, I will just go for 904 because every price, every square feet increase your quantum. Because everything is the same. You have your flexi, your 2-bath, your 3-bedroom, all the size is the same. Just that the living room maybe a bit different, but cannot feel one. So 904 will win in terms of this comparison. And for the 3-bedroom, let's just say plus a premium one, I will just go for the 1023 because again, it's walkway. So you know, I see a lot of our video, you don't like walkway. Because if you don't use, it becomes useless. Then you pay for useless space, then I'd rather save the money. So 3-bedroom, what's the best value? Dillon, what do you think?
Based on what I look at, I would go for the center one, which is the 3-bedroom standard.
The 3-bedroom. For me, I will go for the center one. Why? Because you have everything already. Today as an upgrader, right? A 4-room HDB, a 5-room HDB, right? They have one thing. They have the bomb shelter, storage, which here provide a flexi room already for you But unless you really want a flexi room plus a bomb shelter, then you go for 1023. But you must later do the step 2 again to calculate the upsize. So today, what if 250 to upgrade to a 1023, right? We do the max for you already based on the thing, right? The upsize is about 2001 per square foot.
Which is actually, I would say, still quite reasonable because like we mentioned earlier, the range is about 2000, 2001 in terms of the PSF or Springleaf. This one we are basing on the starting from prices. So if really on that day you are able to get something 250k more for an upgrade of 119 square feet, I would say it's still quite worth it.
But on that day itself, that's why you need to compare the floor level and also the thing you need. If for example, if the 904 has gone, the price has gone to too high already, if the upgrade makes sense, then it's below, let's just say it's the per square foot drop below 2000. It's below average already. So when you buy something below average, the upsize is something
it's something worth it.
Worth it and worth considering. So these are things that you need to decide on the day, on the spot.
On the spot, need to do all this calculation.
Yes, correct.
Okay, so if we look at the 4-bedroom, right, actually the D1, D2 layout both is same size, 1227. Okay, what's the key difference? I would say is this part lah. Okay, the toilet is here, the other one, the toilet is here lah. Okay, then of course, let's say if you don't need 4 bedrooms, right, 3 bedrooms is enough, right, you actually can hack this part. Okay, and then make your living room even bigger. Only thing you must take note lah is there's actually a beam here lah, which cannot be hacked. Yeah, so this one you must take into consideration if you want to go for a 4-bedder. The last layout we want to compare, right, is actually the 5-bedroom. So 5-bedroom, again, the size, I would say not much difference, 1453 versus 1475. But what's the key difference I look at at one glance? You see here and here, right, there's actually so-called 2 windows, which means there's going to be cross ventilation. Cross ventilation in the resale market, I can say is very, very rare.
Super rare.
Super rare. Okay, but this one, obviously, if you look, there's the window here, but then here is a wall. So if you ask me, I would say cross ventilation is a very, very good selling point.
Yes, it's definitely a good selling point, and people kind of look, wow, very different.
Can impress.
Then you go into a house, you make your house also brighter also.
Correct.
Both sides. When you go to the 1475, right, then we'll say, it's a
normal 5-bedroom.
You will definitely lose out a lot based on the lighting in the house. And you want to make it more grand, right? You can actually also hack the way that one of the bedrooms so that you can make your living more grand. You have to come into a landscape view rather than a rectangle, because rectangle living hall makes your house look very tight and small.
So for us, we will definitely go for this layout.
Correct.
So of course, if we look at the conserved building, right, there's actually a 1-bedder, 2-bedder, as well as 3-bedder. But for the 1 and 2-bedder, we're not going to go through in this video because I think it's quite straightforward. But if we look at the 3-bedder, there's actually 119 and 1259. So what's the key difference between the conserved building 3-bedders as compared to the residential towers? Is actually the beams. Yeah, so for these beams, I would say
not so nice.
Not so nice, not so nice, because if you don't have beam, will be better, Yeah, but what's the key difference? Is that the beam here, right, is actually inside the living area. Yeah, inside the house itself. But for this layout, which is the 1259, the beam is actually at the balcony area. So if you ask me, having the beam in the balcony area, is it better than having in the living area? Definitely. Because in the balcony area, still okay, can accept. But for your living area, it will actually eat into your living space.
But I got one concern. You can see for the 1259, right, in my own opinion, don't scold me. The balcony very long. So I don't know what you're going to do with the balcony. It's super long.
Can do shutter run.
Okay. Yes, it's super long.
Yeah, it's really quite long.
In a way. So I don't know whether it's considered a wasted space or what. But if you have use for it, then definitely it will be a good thing. But the main concern is today, our concern is the size of the 3-bedroom.
Versus the 4-bedroom, right? Yeah, because the size difference, of course there's a difference, but it's not that huge. Which means today, if let's say, in terms of the resale market, right, if the person just need to top up a bit more for a 4-bedder, right, compared to this 3-bedder, I would say most resale buyers will actually prefer the 4-bedder. Yeah, so unless you are able to get a very good price for the 3-bedroom conserved buildings one, right, then you can actually consider it.
Because today, when we go to a resale, right, people will see your unit and versus the 4-bedroom. Then they will most likely, right, choose a 4-bedroom versus a 3-bedroom.
If the price gap is quite similar. That's why I say unless you can get a really good PSF for the 3-bedroom.
So we can have a case study. Maybe we can take a look at Avenue South. Same thing, they have the conserved building and the new tower. So the conserved building is block 1375. 1113 will be the 2 tower. We take a 2-bedroom as an example. If we sort the unit size, right, the 807 is actually the conserved building. You can see from the block. And actually they make profit. But one key thing you must note, why they make profit, right, is on the day they bought, right, their purchase per square foot is actually lower than the new tower one. The new tower is almost 2003, 2002 while the conserved building one is about 1008.
1007.
So why is it so important to you, right? It's when today, if you are really looking to buy the conserved building in Springleaf, you must have a discount. Or lower per square foot than the normal one.
Then at least you can still look at a profit.
Correct. Because your size will definitely be bigger. If your size is bigger, more expensive, then people will choose the cheaper one.
The normal one, residential building.
When it comes to resale. So you see, we are always focusing on the resale. Why? Because today, buy is easy. Entering is easy, always easy. Your loan, your down payment, everything okay go away. It's the time when you want to sell if you enter at the wrong price it's definitely harder to exit. Because our buffer is so little that you actually might think of holding or maybe.
That's why this last part we're actually talking about the exit strategy. Of course, the 5 step is what to buy, how to buy the right unit at the right price. But then there's also this part we are sharing with you, is actually on the exit, because some buyers may overlook this part. Because at the end of the day, we need to have a good exit strategy, so that in terms of resale, we are able to fetch a good price. Okay, so we've actually come to the end of the video. So if you have any questions about Springleaf Residences, or you are just wondering whether I'm eligible or not to join this loyalty program, this priority program, right, feel free to reach out to us. We can help you check. Okay, and then of course, if you need some advice, or rather you want a more in-depth analysis in terms of the 5-step process to be able to choose the right unit at the right price, feel free to contact us. We'll be happy to share with you more. I'm Dillon.
And I'm Matthew. We'll see you soon.